Hello, welcome to part 3. Got a couple short videos here. This one should go pretty quick for us as well as we wrap up the notes for us here. It says the cost of 13 gallons of gas is $41.47. And it says find the constant of proportionality. Let's highlight that. We just talked about that in the last video. Easy stuff for us. It says write an equation relating cost to the number of gallons of gasoline, and then it says how much does this many gallons of gasoline cost. Okay, so basically we have three questions here. One is to find that constant of proportionality. Two is to write an equation that relates the cost to gallons. Now here's a trick for you. The cost to the number of gallons, you can think of that as the word per, cost per gallon. Okay, give you a hint of how to find that. And then the third question is to determine how much would 18.5 gallons of gasoline cost. Okay, so let's just jump right into the first one here, the constant of proportionality. Okay, well what we want to think very much like unit rate. Okay, we want to think in the terms of cost to gallons, like they said right here in the problem, cost to gallons. Okay, so if I know I want to do cost divided by number of gallons. And why did I pick it in that order? It's because we're thinking cost per gallon in this problem, which is typically how we calculate if we're getting a good price for the number of gallons that we're paying, or yeah, typically that's what's happening here. So the cost in this problem was $41.47. We want to divide that by the number of gallons, which was up here was 13. Okay, and we divide that out, and I did that for you, and I came out with 3.19. Now that's like the unit rate, which is also the constant of proportionality. Okay, so if you understand unit rate, you can kind of think of it as really the same idea if it is a proportional relationship, and this would be here. If you were buying that many gallons of gasoline, you'd be paying that much per gallon as you go. All right, number 2 now says write an equation that relates the cost to the number of gallons. Well, I know that the cost of this is going to equal, since I figured out it's $3.19 per gallon, I know that it's going to cost $3.19 times the number of gallons. Think about it. If you're paying $3.19 per gallon, all right, well, if you have 2 gallons, you would go 3.19 times 2. If you did 3, you'd do that 3.19 times 3. All right, now in algebra, what we do is we often just use the first letter to represent C would be cost, G would be the number of gallons, and that's really our best answer right there. And then lastly, since I just figured out that the cost is $3.19, the third question here says, well, what do you do if you have 18.5 gallons? In other words, if G is equal to 18.5, okay, the cost, C, I'm just using this equation here, down here, C would equal $3.19 times 18.5, because I just replaced this G with 18.5. And again, we just punch that in our calculator, and the total cost for 18.5 gallons is equal to $59.02. And there you have it. Okay, solved it under 5 minutes. There you go. Bring those notes back to class, and you will be ready. We'll talk to you soon.